Welcome back to my Let's Play for Pokemon Crystal and my Mono Heist run. It's time to make our way over to Morty, which will probably take quite a while. We'll probably be relying on Sneasel, basically just sweep everyone under the rug with Mud Slap. I could have given it Dig, which probably wouldn't have been the better option, I have to admit, but you know, that one does take 2 turns to execute, which means I'd be open to being, you know, hit with Curse and stuff while underground and potentially dying from it if it was used multiple times, because I'd be forced to switch out, then probably switch back in to get something, you know, more effective going for myself. Well, that's not gonna really work. Now, if I get paralyzed, that's gonna suck. But nope. No luck for that, Ghastly. But I just barely managed to hang on. Oh, come on, why couldn't the first hit been the critical? Damn you, Ripjaw! You gotta land the criticals when it actually means something, not when it's meaningless. Now you're making me think of Fire Emblem again. Because I was playing the Sacred Stones, I believe. And that would constantly happen. Like, you'd have this critical hit go off, you know, when the enemy was basically, you know, dead regardless if that was a critical hit or not. So it's like, what's the point of it? I'm executing the critical when it doesn't matter if it's a critical or not. Like, it's still gonna do the same amount of damage to my sword. It's not like critical hits, you know, are free hits from the weapon or anything. Like damn you, game. You're making me do the criticals when they're worthless. Then again, while I was looking for fighting-based unown, I was running into a lot of critical hits on my Jigglypuff, so I'd have to constantly go back and heal myself because my Jigglypuff would get hit with a critical and be knocked straight out. Like, damn. Yeah, we'll switch over to Fubuki. I mean, we gotta break this curse. I don't want to take, you know, 1/4 HP damage, you know, just to take down the Ghastly. I mean, that's assuming I get in one hit, because I may not. Oh, you're gonna curse yourself? Well, I guess it may not be an entirely bad move. I mean, Lapras does have quite a bit of health, so bleeding me of 1/4 of it would be a decent hit, but I mean, I'm gonna hit hard enough for doing that's gonna be a bad call, probably. And then I can just negate it by being like, switch! Change places! Yeah, I'd be the Mad Hatter. Well, I do have enough hats for it, I suppose. Well, I should get more hats. Just haven't seen any in stock, really. Yeah, maybe eventually we'll see, like, a squirrel hat or something. I don't know. You never know what's gonna pop up at Walmart. Because sometimes look at some stuff I can use, sometimes they don't. Like, I could have picked up, I guess, some outside for the cold hats, you know, that were like Pikachu and stuff like that, but it's like, nah. I don't want a hat that's specifically, you know, for being outside if I'm gonna be indoors while using it, because it'd get pretty hot and warm. I'm like, nah. That'd be just too much. I don't want to sweat up here, you know, more than I have to, because I know I'm gonna be sweating come summertime. Probably gonna be like 100+ degrees in this room. So I may end up having to run the fan and stuff like that to keep myself, you know, a little bit cooler. Question is, how many hits is it gonna take to take down Haunter here? And will it oblige just by taking itself out? No, apparently not. It's not gonna go for the curse attack. Or if it does, it's gonna be now when it's basically dead. Nope, still going for Lick. Jeez. I guess it wants to see how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Sneasel. The answer is, I don't know. I mean, it is an ice type. Maybe you could lick it into submission. I don't know. But only if it was like a different kind of lick, because, you know, Haunter's Ghost-based lick is not going to do jack squat here. I mean, Lick in the Shaman King game I've done a couple of times, you know, is water-based, so a water-based lick attack would probably do better. I mean, at least it'd do neutral damage, considering, you know, ice doesn't resist that stuff. Oh man, I don't have any more Mud Slaps. I have no way to hurt this guy now. Damn you! You left me powerless to stop you. Well, that ain't gonna work again. I switched out. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be feeling that one a bit more, but it's Lick. It doesn't do that much damage anyway. It's real annoying is when its paralysis goes off. It's basically like Poison Sting. Sad part's one of the few ghost moves that doesn't do, you know, predictable damage like Nightshade you can get access to, you know, without having access to Shadow Ball as a TM. Yeah, there aren't very many good ghost moves, you know, in Generation 1, 2. Like, especially when it comes to damaging moves. Like, you got some annoying moves like Spite, but that's basically it. Or you go with Curse, and that's one of those moves, like, it's just not worth it. Like, you gotta pay half your health to do potentially, you know, 1/4 damage to an opponent every turn afterwards, and that's so you don't get knocked out when you try to set up. Or your opponent just doesn't switch out on you, you know, and like, oh, I took half damage, you know, to inflict 1/4 damage. Like, oh, wow, that was effective. I suppose you could use it to force an opponent to make a switch, but there's only so much more reward than that, because they're probably gonna take you out first, then switch. Darn it! Getting a little too distracted in my rage about how useless Curse is sometimes. And just how badly the AI uses it. Like, if you're gonna have to curse somebody, you gotta run Mean Look. It's basically a requirement. You gotta have a way to heal yourself, too, somehow. And probably, disable the enemies so, you know, they can't actually hurt you while they're, while you're cursing them. So I guess you'd have to run, like, Hypnosis, which is pretty iffy to begin with. Mean Look and Curse, and then some sort of healing move, like Dream Eater. It's a pretty gimmicky build, I have to admit. I mean, that's how I did it, but, you know, I'm doing it in a casual setting, it's more likely to work, because the AI is not gonna, you know how to screw you over successfully, usually. It might have an idea, but it doesn't have the brains to really pull it off. Well, it was nice of you to take yourself out, man. I don't know why you decided to do that, though. And gosh darn it, I keep throwing myself off the invisible floor. Starting to get annoyed with myself there. Like, come on, I should know better than this. I should know where the invisible floor is at by now. I've walked across it so many times I could almost do it blindfolded. Well, I suspect Ghastly's gonna be toast. In like one hit. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Show me a one-hit KO, Ripjaw. Ah, 2 hits. Darn it! Well, that was lucky. That could have done potentially unimaginable damage to Ripjaw's potential of taking out this entire team. Feels weird relying on Ripjaw though, considering on the ice run I basically put Ripjaw to the side for the most part. It seemed like. Well, technically it had a different name that run. What was it? Farrago, something like that. Jeez. Oh, going for the Mean Look, eh? Trying to lock me down for the curse. You know, you're not gonna get that off, because I'm not that nice. I do thank you for your experience, though. Pushed me up to the next level. And out comes the Haunter. Well, time for a mud slap. You like mud baths, Haunter? Will you see the curse? Nope, going with Spite. Oh, let's see. Oh, I still got 2 left. That's more than enough to finish you off. First, every time I use Mud Slap, it sometimes makes me think of Stripes every now and again. When they have the mud wrestling fight. Been a while since I've watched that movie, though. I think the last time I watched it was on a DVD, not a DVD player. No, it was a VHS tape, yeah. Jeez. Talking about those makes me feel old nowadays. Remember VHS tapes? Show of hands now, people. I mean, how many have just seen them at Goodwill and have no idea you need a VCR to play those? Can't imagine too many people even have VCRs nowadays, considering how many of these movies have been re-released, you know, on DVD at this point. You can basically find just about any movie ever made at this point practically on DVD, it feels like. And I'm sure there's exceptions out there, you know, for those really bad one-off, you know, VHS tapes that most people have forgotten ever existed. But even those sometimes get a new lease on life, because someone will bundle a bunch of them together on a disc and be like, oh, it's a 15 movie mega pack, you know, for $5. I've picked up my fair share of those. I picked up, what, 25 horror movies for $5 one time. So I got stuff like Beneath Loch Ness. I picked up, 2 not too long ago. One for 10 movies, with Steven Seagal in one of them, and 15 family films, and I probably have some of them. Saw a collection for like 8 horror movies too, or no, I think it was 9. You had one movie, then you had a bonus of 8 additional movies with it. And I kind of passed on that one, because I don't care for horror movies really that much in the first place. Sometimes I bust them out for October, just to have something that goes along with the season, but it's definitely not my favorite collection of movies to have. Although I do have some oddballs, like, Chupacabras versus the Alamo, which has a guy that dies by having his dick bitten off. Yep, that actually happens. Guy gets up to take a leak, and all of a sudden Chupacabra bites off the end of his dick, and he then proceeds to bleed to death. Of all the ways to go, that has to be humiliating. Well, it's better than using lick on me, I'll give you that. Honestly, I would have went for hypnosis, though. I didn't pick up any awakening, so if I get put to sleep, I'm probably gonna have to do a switch in. Which is only gonna last so long, so yeah. I may end up screwed there, we don't know yet. I'm surprised he hasn't dropped Gengar yet, though. I mean, that would be my pick for going up against me. Then again, if I leave Sneasel, it doesn't have to worry about if it gets put to sleep anyway, because, it's immune to freaking Dream Eater. He'd be hitting me with Shadow Ball. Which I do resist, but I'm gonna have lost so much health, by the time we get to that point, probably, that it may not even matter. Heck, I suspect he's gonna bust out, Nightshade, most likely. Darn hiccups. Right in the middle of recording an episode again. Sour cream and onion chips are getting to me now. Now let's see. Go with Screech. Yeah, I know. The only person that can hit this thing with a physical attack is Ripjaw, so if it dies here, I'm gonna be in trouble. Let's see, do I have a super potion on hand? I got a revive. Okay, so if I get knocked out, that's not a problem. Okay, we'll throw mud at it. I mean, I'll use a revive if I have to. We may end up having to go through a couple Pokemon here. Or not. Go Ripjaw, the sweeper of ghosts! He's a natural Ghostbuster. I don't know if he'll ever be put on the team, though. Honestly, I was expecting I'd be forced to use Fubuki a bit more. Or Jinx. Something. I guess it just shows how over-leveled Ripjaw's getting. Probably should try and fix that. Problem is, the best grind spot I'm going to be coming up to next is going to be against the Tentacles. Which means the only ones that have a good chance of grinding on them are going to be ones with psychic powers, which I don't think Jinx has any yet. And that's basically it, because I don't think Miss Piggy has any moves she can throw at them either that are ground-based, unfortunately. Oh well. It is what it is, I'll deal with it somehow, I'm sure. Well, that does it for this episode. Till next time, then. See ya.